Yeah. Austin, Austin is
Yes. And oh yeah, it's supposed to graduation.
It's the initial of your brain. Programs. This.
1:30 on a Monday. Oh, yeah. 8:30. 8:30. Either. Wednesday. Day off. I'm gonna go in and have to here's for
Ever. Right, there is. Yeah, we haven't done very much with it yet. Yeah. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
American history. I don't think it would take that much. We really get it moving. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for everything again.
Junk bag. Because Meg's like, did you see this? Did you see this? And so then I look at my junk and they're all right there.
That's always available. Is that the plan?
Weird.
No, I didn't. But, you know, you always raise my name.
Okay.
So, yeah, this week, you know. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's okay.
So we ready, everybody? So I'll call the May 6th City Council meeting to order. Call the roll.
Abby Hansen.
Here.
Don Hawkins.
Here.
Megan McFarland. Here. Matt McKinney. Here. Logan Welch.
Call for motion, Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation, indivisible, with liberty and
Call for motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Item 1, petition, communications and requests. This is a time of the meeting that a citizen may address the council on a matter not on the agenda. Except in case of emergency, the city council may take any action at this meeting, but may ask city staff to research the matter or have the matter placed on a meeting for a future meeting. Anyone have anything for us? I've got Mickey Shubin, Power Up Youth, to talk on the Make It Okay walk event.
Here under a couple different hats. So I'm the prevention supervisor with Community and Family Resources, and I'm also the chairperson for the Power Up Youth Coalition here in Hamilton County. So our mission is to have a coalition to ensure safe, strong youth and families thriving in Webster or in Hamilton County, Webster City.
I'll read the proclamation. May is Mental Health Month in Webster City, Iowa, whereas mental health is an essential part of the overall well-being impacting of individuals and families and communities across Webster City. Whereas in 5 American adults experiences a mental adult condition in each year, and everyone faces challenges in life that can impact their mental health. Whereas despite its prevalence, mental health remains shrouded in stigma, preventing many from seeking help. Whereas early intervention and access to quality care are crucial to managing mental health conditions and improving quality of life. Whereas May is recognized nationally as Mental Health Awareness Month, providing an opportunity to raise awareness, combat stigma, and promote mental health resources. Now, therefore, I, John Hawkins, Mayor of Webster City, do hereby proclaim May 2024 as Mental Health Month in Webster City. I encourage all residents of Webster City to educate themselves and others about mental health conditions, treatments, options, and available resources. Challenge stigma by speaking and respectfully and inclusively about mental health. Seek help if they are struggling with mental health and encourage others to do the same. Support organisations that provide mental health services and advocacy. Create safe and supported environments for open conversations about mental health. Together we can create a community where everyone feels empowered to prioritise their mental well-being and seek help when needed. Oh, you've got it.
Yeah, I've got my copy. So, we have an event coming up. It's called the Make It Okay Walk event. It's the Healthiest State Initiative for Iowa. They are the year of it. So we just want to start the conversation, increase understanding about mental illness and brain health. So if you want to learn more about the Make It Okay events, or the Make It Okay Day, which is actually May 16th. So wear green on May 16th. Go to makeitokay.org/Iowa. And then our actual local event that we're going to have is this Thursday, May 9th, from 4:30 to 7:30 at the Brewer Creek Shelter and Trail. So there's going to be free activities. There's going to be a longer trail. There's going to be a short trail. There's also going to be activities for youth. We're going to have things like tie-dye shirts, rock painting. Tiffany Larson is going to do bracelets. So there's going to be a lot of fun things. There's going to be Webster City Hy-Vee is going to be there to have food available for purchase. Kona Ice is going to be there for purchase from 5:30 to 6:30. So hopefully the weather holds out for us and we can have a great event. We'll have some drawings. We've got some great businesses here in town that have donated some little prizes and stuff for people that come down to the walk. So we really look forward to seeing everybody down there because, you know, it is really not that uncommon. 1 in 5 people have a mental illness. That's more than double of the people that have diabetes. And we talk about those 2 different things in very different lights. So it's time to start talking about. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have anything for us? Any of the political students want to get up and give us a speech? All right, we'll move on. Yes. Item 2, minutes, claims, reports and licenses. The following items have been deemed non-controversial routine actions to be approved by the council in a single motion. If a council member or a member of the audience wishes to have an item removed from this list, it will consider it on its normal sequence on the agenda. I have minutes of April 15, claims including pending payroll ending April 20th, and the fund list. Recommend approval for issuance of beer or liquor licenses by the Iowa Department of Commerce for the following: 4-day renewals, a Class C retail alcohol license for Fairway Stores Incorporated at 942 2nd Street, Hy-Vee Incorporated at 823 2nd Street, Casey's General Store 1828 at 1300 2nd Street, Class C retail alcohol license Gridiron Family Grill and Sports Lounge Incorporated at 1121 East 2nd Street, amendment to outdoor service area Wildcat Distilling at 626 Second Street for a parklet area during the dates of May 1st through October 31st annually, and a 5-day from May 1st to 25th Class C retail alcohol license for Isle Beer Bus to participate in Junk Fest event being held at the Hamilton County Fairgrounds. Motion approving entering into a 1-year farm lease with Travis Werder, Webster City, Iowa, that's city-owned property.
Move to approve collectively.
Second.
All those in favour say aye. General agenda. We'll move to J, which is the resolution approving contract with Economic Development Services. We've got Dan Culhane here, so.
Well, good evening, Mayor Hawkins, members of the Webster City Council. It's great to be with you tonight. I'm Dan Culhane. I'm with the Ames Chamber of Commerce and Ames Economic Development Commission. And in the middle of June, we'll change that name to the Ames Regional Economic Alliance. I've got to get used to saying that myself. The reason we're transitioning our name is much of the reason why I'm here tonight. We've learned over the last few years, we've been doing work far beyond the borders of Ames. And so as a result of that, we're expanding our reach with our name, and we think it better reflects the people that we work for and serve across a 2-county area in Story County and Boone County. And now tonight, if you vote affirmatively, also in Hamilton County and Webster City. I spoke to the Hamilton County supervisors a couple of weeks ago. We had a good presentation there. This all started, most of you probably know this, but started back in, I believe it was January, when John approached us and then brought Mayor Hawkins and Rick Young from the Hamilton County Board of Supervisors to have a conversation about economic development going forward. I'll tell you that I don't mind dating myself. I've been in this business 30 years. I started out in a community about the size of Webster City, probably a little smaller than Webster City, called Hampton in north central Iowa. I ran a countywide economic development organization there for about 5 years. I spent some time in Mason City running the Mason City Development Corporation. And then I've been in Ames the last 18. But what I would tell you is that 30 years ago, it was me by myself running a countywide economic development organization. And that worked pretty well, even though I was right out of college and didn't know a whole lot about economic development at that time. I had a really good board of directors. But what's changed in that time frame is so many things. If you think about workforce and workforce development is a high priority anymore. 30 years ago, you could tell a company, you'll find enough labor, and they took your word for it. And today they want you to demonstrate that. There's social media and all the different ways to market our communities and market our companies. And so we've got people on our team that do that. And so I think that's the value of empowering us to do your economic development work, is it's not just one person. We'll have a point person that'll run what we believe will be a new stood up organization called the Hamilton County Economic Development Organization, or something along those lines. We'll have one point person for that, but that person will be surrounded by 17 other people that support economic and community development work across the Story and Boone County area and now Hamilton County. And so we're excited about that. I run a very traditional economic development organization. We focus a lot on business retention and expansion. We know that 80% of the job growth in any community comes from the people that are already here. So in Ames, you might see Dan Foss along the interstate, or Barilla. We talk to those companies a lot. Why? Because we want to make sure if there's any impediments to their growth in our community, we're removing those. So we work with the city of Ames, or over in Nevada. Hormel's got a large facility by the name of Burt Corporation. Same thing. We're always working with them to make sure that they have the ability to expand if they want to, rather than going someplace else. So business retention will be a big part of this. At the same time, you've got some great assets here. You've got some available sites, some available buildings. Certainly that's something we'll market on your behalf. We'll spend a lot of time and a lot of energy in Webster City on those types of things. And at the same time, there's a whole host of other economic development functions that happen on a daily basis in our world that they'll happen on your behalf too. And so we're excited about this. We're looking forward to it. I see you've got a long agenda tonight, so I'm going to stop there. But I'm happy to entertain any questions you might have. It was great having Councilwoman McFarland on our DC trip a couple weeks ago, representing your community, and Cindy right over here, representing Hamilton County, which we expect to work closely with Cindy as well. but it's about regionalism. And we think we've found that formula in the work that we're doing currently today in Story and Boone County, and we think we do the same thing for you. So I'll stop there.
Everything for Dan? Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The resolution approving contract for economic development services.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
We're in.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Public hearing on substation grading. Open the hearing. Are there any written objections?
Receive no written objections.
Are there any oral objections?
No oral
Oh,
objections.
one stood up.
Sorry.
Sorry. I'll close the hearing. Over to you, Adam.
Good evening. On April 23rd, we opened bids here at City Council Chamber, which was nice for once. We had, on the grading part, we had 8 different contractors submit bids, ranging from bids range from $366,466 or $460 all the way up to $584,824. We awarded the contract to McDowell and Sons out of Iowa Falls, Iowa, in the amount of $366,460. On a good note on this, the engineer's estimate on this, we're well underneath of that estimated budget, so a couple good things there for once.
Okay.
So just overview, there are 2 bid packages here. There will be 2 action items. The first is the site work that's being awarded to McDowell and Sons. The next package is 6 separate materials for various items related to the substation. And those have been awarded to various contractors that were the low bids. I think the positive news is, as Adam mentioned, it was below estimate by about $400,000. And so we're off to a good start with this project.
Yeah.
Do you need me to go through the?
No, not on this. We'll go to the next one in a minute. So I call for a resolution approving plan specifications, form of contract, estimate of costs for the construction of Risner substation, grading and awarding contract to McDowell and Sons Contractors Incorporated of Iowa Falls, Iowa, in the amount of $366,460 as identified by DGR and Engineering in preparation for the construction of the Risner substation.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
So we have a public hearing on the substation materials. I'll open the hearing. Are there any written objections?
I receive no written objections.
Are there any oral objections?
No oral objections.
I'll close the hearing. Over to you, Adam.
So, yeah, once again, bids were opened up on the 23rd of April here at City Hall. For the number 1 bid of the switches, 7 bids were received. Ranged from $95,192.45 all the way up to $214,820. We're recommending that we go with Seacoast switches to the tune of $95,192.45. Bid number 2 for the lightning arresters received 4 bids ranging from $4,298.94 all the way to $12,774. We recommend that we go with ABB Hitachi in the amount of $7,284. For bid number 3, we received 3 bids on that, ranging from $58,880 to $103,727,084. That we recommend going with GE. And that is the cost of, let's see, $58,880.
You want to just cut to the what we saved on?
What's important?
I don't think you really need to read all of them.
Well,
I think that-
total was, what was the total? Total purchase of, for this was, $396,280.15. Bring the total with tax to $424,019.76. Once again, below our estimate budget from the engineers, which was in the tune of $596,700.
Okay. The big change from it was last time we were looking at the park.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Adam. Resolution approving and confirming plan specifications, estimate of costs for 6 major substation materials as defined, needed for construction for the Rising substation, and awarding contracts to multiple suppliers for materials as outlined in the resolution.
Move to approve.
Again.
All those in favour say aye. C is a resolution to set a public hearing on proposed plan specifications, form of contract. Sorry. An estimate of costs for the 2022 electrical underground conversion project for 9/20 for June 17th at 6:05 PM. This is for the east side conversion projects. So we're only setting it.
So, yeah, this is as you can see, an ongoing process. We went out to purchase, we did it backwards from what we usually do. Went out and bought materials because we weren't able to get contractors. So we do have all the material for this contract minus the transformers. But what we're asking, the area here would be from its east side, also the 2022 underground conversion project. It's basically everything east of the Boone River, Shoetown, the area up there around the fairgrounds. What we've done in the past is converting the neighborhoods from overhead wire to underground.
Well, the estimates for the project are slightly above the amount that we forecasted in the electric fund for bonding. The savings realized for the Reisner substation can be potentially allocated to this project. So it's worth taking a look and seeing what the bids bring back. We do recommend approval.
Call for motion.
Second.
Those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
Thank you.
D is a resolution setting date for the sale of water revenue bonds series 2024 and authorising the use of a preliminary official statement in connection with therewith.
Oh, the next two items are related to the water revenue bond and the electric bond. We have discussed at some length at several meetings the purposes of those bonds. Some of those purposes are the ones that we just discussed on receiving the bid packages. Mainly the electric has to do with the Reisner substation, some AMI metering, and the undergrounding for the northeast section of the community. The water bonds have to do with several plant upgrades, some contributions to street projects where the water will be replaced, and some AMI meters as well. This is a disclosure that's required by your bond counsel. They have prepared it. We've reviewed it and we do recommend your approval.
Call for a motion.
Move to approve.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
E is a resolution setting a date for the sale of electric revenue bonds, series 2024, and authorizing the use of a preliminary official statement in connection therewith.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
F is a resolution authorising the city manager to sign and execute change order number 5 and the council to authorise final payment and retainage for 30 days to Doyle Construction of Fort Dodge, Iowa for the completion of the Lincoln Drive reconstruction project.
So Doyle Construction completed the Lincoln Drive reconstruction project. The project is complete and is ready for closeout, and acceptance on final payment authorization from the city council is needed to close out the project. Part of this is change order number 5, an amount of $3,625 for quantity adjustments. And then the other part of this would be for the closeout amount of $74,372.43. And then after 30 days, really retainage of $14,074.86.
This project was funded with local option sales tax. Sufficient funds are in the fund to close out the project, approve the change order.
What does retainage refer to in this case?
It's just a portion of the project that's held back until the final payment.
Oh, so the work has been completed?
Yes.
Second. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
G is a resolution authorising the city manager to sign and execute change order number 1 for the Fair Meadow Drive reconstruction project.
So the Fair Meadow project just started, and with the water main at the depth that it's currently at, it was in the same elevation as the storm sewer. So the storm sewer was in conflict with it. And so to eliminate that, the water main had to be dropped down below the storm sewer and then back up. That was the cheapest option and probably the best. At that location, there's lots of underground boring going on for Platinum Connect, MediaCom, CenturyLink. And if you were to raise it up, then it'd get right in that depth, and then there'd be a lot higher chances of the water main getting hit. And so staff recommends the city council to adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign and execute change order number 1.
Okay.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Item H is a council memorandum of first reading of an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Webster City, Iowa, 2019 by amending Chapter 46, Article 2, Division 2, Section 46-50 pertaining to stop requirements at certain streets.
City staff received a complaint about cars going in excess speed of excess speed at Cedar Street and Grove Street during pickup and drop off times, which resulted in numerous close calls. So the traffic committee discussed that on March 25th, 2024, and is recommending the city council to adopt the ordinance amending Chapter 42, Article 2, 46, Chapter 46, Article 2, Division 2, Section 4650 in regard to stop requirements on certain city streets.
We'll put some stop signs.
Where's the stop sign going, Darren?
All out there.
Cedar Street, Grove Street.
Okay.
That's easy, right?
There we go.
Yeah.
You don't have to do what I did.
So
Thanks, Derek.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Item I is a resolution amending the terms for employment for the city clerk.
staff recommends approval.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
K is to consider resolution authorising and approving execution of Wilson Borough Park agreement between the city of Webster City and Hamilton County.
Certainly. Thank you, Mayor and Council member. As you are aware, prior to my arrival, some discussion began between Hamilton County and the city of Webster City regarding improvements, improvements and probably maintenance and operation of Wilson Brewer Park, currently located on and always located on, I should say, Superior Street. In October, I believe 2023, you were approached by a donor who was interested in considering a contribution to the park in exchange for some action by the city and county regarding organizing a new foundation to oversee the park, financial contributions by the city and county, 50,000 per year for 5 years. Some organization of the operation of the park in regards to how it would be accessible to the public and how the exhibits would be presented to the public. That some of the county-owned land that's right next to the park be incorporated into it. That the county provides access from to the park from Superior Street, and that if there's any disposal of the property near Superior Street that's currently being used by, I believe, for DHS services by Hamilton County, that might come to be a part of the park as well as agreements regarding utilities, insurance, mowing. The council and the county had some discussion about this. As I mentioned prior to my arrival, I took this up probably shortly after my arrival, but in maybe more haste about 8 weeks ago. We do have a tentative agreement for you to consider. The Hamilton County has not acted on that, so it would be up to them to consider this if it meets their expectations. A small subcommittee was formed to attempt to represent the interests of both the city council and Hamilton County and the donor. That included Mayor Hawkins, Councilor McKinney, Supervisor Cloberdance, and Gary Groves. I appreciate their patience and attention to detail in this matter and for their willingness to work through a potential agreement for you to consider. An overview of the agreement, and I will try to be brief, but I can also answer any more in-depth questions that you might have. The parties to the agreement are the city of Webster City and Hamilton County. The purpose of the agreement is in, of course, response to the potential donation, continued operations of the park, and resolution of deferred maintenance at the park. The property known as Wilson Brewer, the property subject to the agreement is the park, owned by the city of Webster City, as well as the buildings and structures. That property will and continues to remain with the city. And the same goes for the county. The property owned by Hamilton County adjacent and any improvements to it continue to be owned by the county. And then the agreement does also mention the current DHS building site. The term of this agreement is perpetual. Termination of the agreement can occur a variety of different ways. Joint resolution of both the Hamilton County and Webster City Council passed by a 2/3 vote of the entire membership. Alternatively, one party may terminate with a 2/3 vote. And if the other party does not act on the joint termination within 30 days, you'll vote again on that to act on termination. The effect of the termination would be the foundation would have 6 months to wind up activities and affairs and obligations between the members would cease, including the $50,000 annual contribution. If one party terminates and the other does not, the remaining party, either Webster City or Hamilton County, could continue to work with the foundation. Any funds held by the foundation will remain with the foundation. All real estate and improvements again remain with the city and county. The park also does move oversight and operation to the Wilson Brewer Foundation that has been established and recognized as a 501c3 organization. Its current members are the existing appointees to the Wilson Brewer Park Board, and this agreement transitions oversight and management to a new foundation board with 2 members appointed by the City Council and 2 members appointed by the Hamilton County Board of Supervisors and 1 member appointed by the appointees of that board. Those appointees must be made within 30 days of approving the agreement. And that can be including whatever time it takes Hamilton County to consider it. Initial appointees will hold a 3-year term. All subsequent terms will be for 2 years. Existing board members will be offered the opportunity to apply for appointment on the new board, similar to other appointments the city has. What are the powers of the foundation? They may adopt and enforce policy, rules, and regulations associated with the management and operation of the park, potentially oversee and hire personnel, act in accordance with the Code of Iowa, and enter into lease agreements with the city and county related to use of the property. That was a subject that was discussed at length in the sort of negotiating of the agreement. The leases sort of are anticipated, but undetermined at this time, and would be between the foundation and either party. Financial implications for this agreement. As mentioned before, it does require the city of Webster City and Hamilton County to make 5 annual contributions, $50,000 to the foundation in July of each year. As proposed, the first of the 5 annual payments is scheduled to be made in 2024. Approximately $36,000 is budgeted in the general fund for costs associated with Wilson Brewer Park and the already adopted 24-25 budget. The agreement allows the city to deduct from the $50,000 the cost of continued property and liability insurance, but we will maintain the insurance on the structures and the property. This is currently around $3,400 to $3,500. In addition, the utility accounts for the city-owned property would be transferred to the foundation, and that's roughly an estimate of $12,000 per year. The agreement does require the city to continue to mow and maintain the property owned by the city. That work is done by our Parks Department. Overall, the agreement does increase funds awarded to the Wilson Brewer Park by approximately $14,000 per year. These funds will either come from general fund reductions in other areas, possibly hotel motel tax is appropriated by the city council, or other funds identified for the purpose by the council. A motion, so as you consider your motion to adopt the agreement, a motion to adopt should be contingent upon reviewing any changes potentially made by the Hamilton County Board of Supervisors during their deliberation. For instance, if financial obligations or property obligations are changed, we would want the opportunity to review that agreement in the context of whatever you determine to approve or not approve tonight. That is my report, and I can stand for any questions.
One clarification, John, I think we got the agreement that Doug Herman drew up here.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, on the agreement that we had, that Doug Herman prepared and gave to us, I think that I read the one section dealing with the appointment of people to the foundation. Let me see if I can find that. Anyway, you had said that the city would appoint 2 people, the county would appoint 2 people, and the members that were appointed would appoint the 5th member. Did I understand you correct?
Let me read and make sure that's right. If I'm reading Article 5, Oversight, Section 1A, semicolon, the city shall adopt 2 members of the board who reside within city limits. The county shall appoint 2 members of the board who reside within Hamilton County but outside the city limits. And the city and county agree to jointly appoint 1 member of the board who resides within Hamilton County, whether within or without the city limits of Webster City. So yeah, that appointment can, let me stand corrected by the most esteemed Mr. Groves. The 5th appointment is jointly by the city and county. So that would be jointly between our groups. Thank you for keeping me on my toes.
Just one. With the main purpose of sustainability for Wilson Park. It's the main purpose. And our committee has recommended on several occasions that this seems to be something of some value to have the county and the city come together and work on one project. That it's nice to have it before you tonight. You're considering it, and we'll see where it develops from there. Thank you.
Okay, no one got any question? Yeah. Dave,
I have a question.
did you want to come up?
Sure.
All right.
One of the questions I have as a major participant in this operation is, will the foundation be eligible to join Enhancement Hamilton County. I tried to get him hold of Cheezick and he's not here obviously tonight. I talked to Darcy Swan this afternoon. And he spoke to him and he said he would have a answer to that tomorrow. The reason I asked that is I like to run my funds through Enhanced Hamilton County.
Mhm.
And because it builds a base for Hamilton County, Enhanced Hamilton County, which is now, I think, the third largest type of charitable organization in the state, and works with the Community Foundation of Des Moines. So I think it's important that we run as much of our public money through that, charitable monies through that. And I know a lot of people say, I'm not gonna join Enhanced Hamilton County because they charge 1% to move the money through the system. But then they'll set on their money, or they'll give the money and pay 26% tax on it to the government, when there's ways they don't have to pay that 26% tax if they do things right through Enhanced Hamilton County. Specifically with stocks and primarily stock. You don't have to pay them, you don't have to pay any capital gains on stocks that have appreciation. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
6% is the same, and you get 100% write-off on the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that's a question I would have for Mr. Cheesy, that I would like to have clarified.
I don't think we put a stipulation to where the money.
No,
I think
There
that,
may be some, I don't know, there may be some state stipulation, and maybe a federal stipulation that says that type of thing can't go. I don't know. Gary, do you know anything about that?
well,
We've not
the-
talked about that before.
No, we haven't.
Well, that's something I think that can be worked out, so it's a choice.
I think that's more probably something that the board will set
It'd be
up.
a choice of the
when they-
foundation, I think. But you might as well get ready for it,
Yeah,
because the question is gonna be asked to whoever's on the foundation. By me.
yeah.
I'll tell you, Dean, I said an answer.
Get an answer.
Oh, you're too good.
I look forward to this project as a donor. And Bob, with me tonight, will say a couple of words. So he has something to write to keep his job in the new. And he said, well, my reason for doing this, I came here 48 years ago, started a business. Webster City's always been good to us, my family. Webster City's got a few problems right now. We just need more people paying taxes. We got a lot of things that a lot of these cities would give their right arm for. We've got two major highways going through here. We got chlorine up here. They don't have any major highways. You got a river called the Boone. There's not many Boone rivers in the United States that I know of. Those are things you can build on. You got two railroads crisscrossing through a lot of these cities have lost all their railroads. So there's a lot of opportunities here that we can expand on it, and that's what I'm doing in the latter years of my life. Other than rubbing a lot of stuff on my legs for us riding.
Well, we thank you for bringing it to us.
Well,
Thank you, Dean. Okay, you want to vote? Yeah. You want a roll call vote or what would you like?
Did the two of you have any questions? I mean, John and I sat in on the committee,
Yeah.
so.
How would you like to?
We can do roll call.
Let's do that.
This is for resolution authorizing and approving execution of Wilson Brewer Park agreement between the city of Webster City and Hamilton County.
Can I ask a question first? Sorry. So the 50,000, is it on top of what we already pay? Is that what you were saying?
No,
It's included. So it's, you said the 14,000 will be what we will be paying more each year?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
okay.
appreciate it. So,
Yeah.
just so I'll go over that just quickly.
Mhm.
Approximately 36,000 is now budgeted in the general fund. The agreement allows us to deduct the payments for insurance. And then the foundation will assume the utility cost. So roughly $14,000 more
Okay,
than we are spending a year right now.
thank you for the clarification.
You bet.
Okay, I'm ready.
Hanson,
Yes.
Hawkins,
Yes.
McFarland,
Yes.
McKinney,
Yes.
Okay. Other item sent to council was the city attorney's report. He's not here, so we'll pass over that.
If you would allow me
Yeah.
just a minute. I just want to thank everybody that's here for a lot of different reasons, but specifically the Ames Regional Economic Development Alliance, as well as our existing economic development partners and community members that are here tonight that were critical in moving that agreement along expeditiously, specifically, Mayor Hawkins and Supervisor Young. I do appreciate the time that you took to meet with the Alliance out of your schedule. I want to thank Jerry Cloberdance in the back for supporting that as well as we moved along. I do believe that this represents an exciting opportunity for the city of Webster City and Hamilton County. Dean mentioned it in his comments as well. We have a lot to offer and a lot to bring to the table, and I'm looking forward to working with you to showcasing that and promoting our community because collaboration is key. And I think that what happened in a short few weeks between collaboration with the city and the county and the Ames Regional Economic Development Group was really special. Also, want to thank Megan for flying to Washington, D.C., representing our community among all of our federally elected Congress people and senators. I think it has been some time since Hamilton County and Webster City were so prominently featured in the halls of those corridors and with the ability to speak directly to our residents' needs. So thank you. I think that Ames, the Regional Development Alliance, is a proven partner. As Dan mentioned, he'd worked in communities around the state. His organization boasts 17 members and is currently providing services to several communities around us. The organization brings a depth chart of strength and support to stand up a new countywide economic development organization and partner with our existing staff and organizations in our community dedicated to economic development. The organization, I should also add, holds key relationships with economic development leaders in Iowa who are looking to invest in proactive areas like ours. So I look forward to working with you. And Adi is here today. We'll be seeing you more. So thank you.
So closed session, meet in closed session to evaluate professional competency on an individual whose appointment, hiring, performance, or discharge is being considered when necessary to prevent needless and irreparable injury to that individual's reputation. And that individual requests a closed session as provided by Chapter 21.5I, the Code of Iowa.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We'll take a 5 minute. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Oh.
Thank you, Karen.
Yeah. Yes, go. Oh, careful.